Hey everyone, Ben Almaden here. Back in October when I filmed my review for Paranormal Activity, The Ghost Dimension, I also filmed a spoiler discussion video, which I mentioned at the end of the review, but I've held off releasing it just for a while so that everyone had a chance to see the film. And then of course Christmas and New Year's come round and I haven't had a chance to post it, but I'm here now today posting it for you guys. I've had quite a few people messaging me asking when this spoiler discussion video is going to be released, so here it is today. Also stay tuned in the coming days. I'm going to be doing a massively in-depth spoiler discussion for Star Wars The Force Awakens. So over to me in the past for my Paranormal Activity The Ghost Dimension spoiler discussion. Enjoy. Hello everyone, it's me, Ben Almaden, and welcome to a special edition of Entertainment Zone. This is my Paranormal Activity The Ghost Dimension spoiler discussion. So, the saga is over. Can you believe it? It seems like yesterday that it started, and I truly do love this saga, with the exception of Paranormal Activity 4. And you know, this movie, as I say, I think it was a decent ending. Was it the absolute neatest wrapped up film? No, but it did wrap up a hell of a lot. So some thoughts on spoilers. First thing I'm going to go to is the midwives, the coven. For me, they were the creepiest part of the saga in Paranormal Activity 3. They were touched upon more in the ghosts. They were touched upon more in the Mark ones, and now we see more of their goings on in the Ghost Dimension. I thought it was really cool. Watching the 80s videos set after the third film, seeing how these kids were brainwashed. You know, we got the answers of the fire. You know, they burnt the old house down, and their leader, this strange man, was coming in, brainwashing them all, making them forget about their mum and their stepdad and their life before the coven, treating Grandma Lois kind of like a mother figure, or, you know, other women in the coven like mother figures. You know, it was really spooky seeing that. What I would also like to discuss here is that they finally called a priest. For me, the ending of this movie was just so intense. From the start of when they come back to the house to collect their things and find Leela, you know, all getting in the stage of possessed, and then coming in, having the exorcism or the extermination, as the priest puts it, and seeing Toby in full-on demon form. I thought he looked great, really terrifying. And then, you know, when he possesses, I think it was Skylar, and then just kills everyone, you know, stabbing people and just full-on killing them. Seeing him in his full demonic rage in the flesh, it was just, it was so cool, but really tense as well. And then, you know, seeing the mum going after Leela through the portal and going back in time to the Paranormal Activity 3 house. It was just great. I think possessed children and demons are scary anyway, and the way they worked this into the ending was really, really cool. And, you know, really, were we expecting any other ending than Toby winning? He manifests into his own body. That was what the coven were trying to do. Toby and Leela were both born on the 6th day of the 6th month of the 6th year, 666. Their bloods were mixed and a body was conjured up for Toby. He walks our world and he kills the mum, and then goes off with Leela. For me, that was just, it was just epic. What was it going to end any other way? No, I always thought it was going to be a not a sad ending, but a Toby victory, evil wins ending. I can't believe it would have gone any other way. Very disappointed that Katie didn't show up. To be honest, as cool as it was seeing Toby kill off the family, I did think perhaps they could have had adult Katie come up there, do her thing, kill a few people, and then chase them back in time through the portal in Leela's room. We got the explanation, as I said, with Hunter. Him and Leela had a shared fate of helping to conjure the body of Toby. But one thing that kind of puzzled me was if they were both born on the same day, why did they need to both travel back in time to do the ceremony, to conjure up Toby? I know a lot of the witches were killed in the marked ones in the present day, but Katie was still out there, she's still there. She could have done the ceremony in the modern day. But it was cool, and I think they had to kind of wrap up the time travel thing from the marked one, so I think that's why they've done it. But yeah, you think when the two kids are the same age, why then did they need to take Leela back to meet Hunter, who was already back in time? So clearly Katie took Hunter at the end of the fourth movie, took him back in time, and then they've took Leela back in time now. Why not just stay in the present day? Who knows? I kind of wish Hunter was featured a little more. It was cool that he was in the movie and they did address his fate. That they worked to that he was what his relevance was. But for such a prominent character, especially in conjunction with Leela, I felt the movie could have been a little bit longer and had a bit more Hunter in it. And again, going back to the absence of Katie Featherston as adult Katie, this is the main reason why I think this saga can't be over. Katie was last seen at the end of the fourth movie taking Hunter, and now we presume killing Alex. Is Alex really dead? It looks that way now. But where is Katie now? Where was she for the events of this movie? Has she stayed back in time with Grandma Lois in the 80s? Has she gone back in time, or is she still lingering around with the remaining witches in the present day? To say she's the central actress and character in the movie, in the saga, I should say, she didn't get any resolution, and for me, that kind of sucks. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. But the scares were great in this movie. As I say, I loved the ending sequence. I thought when the two guys were hidden behind the kitchen counter and Toby's just there waiting and getting bigger and bigger was fantastic. As I say, I was really impressed with the demonic form of Toby, and just getting these answers that we've wanted are great. But as I say, we have these questions now. Where is Katie? What will Toby in his manifested body do now? If he's in the past with Leela, does that mean time will now change? History will be rewritten? There's so many questions that I feel need answering. And there's characters like Ali. She showed up to help the guys in the marked ones. And she's not in this movie. What happened to her? Is she living a normal life now? And then, the main character from the marked ones, he went back in time to the end of Paranormal Activity 1. Does that mean Katie killed him before killing Mika? There's still questions out there, and this is why I truly do not believe that this is the end of the Paranormal Activity saga. I think it will disappear for a while and come back in full force. When Saw ended, I have to think back to that. Saw wrapped up really, really neatly. They left a possibility of how to carry on, with the Dr. Gordon revelation and having the two masked henchmen. But for the main storyline, it definitively ended. I think we've got the answers we need in Paranormal Activity, but is it completely definitive but closed? No, and that's why I think the saga can continue. So they're just kind of my spoiler thoughts I wanted to discuss. You know, I want you to let me know what your favourite scare scenes were in this movie. What questions you think are still unanswered or have been raised, and what were you glad to have been answered, and what was your reaction to the movie in terms of where do you think it's best, how do you rank it in the franchise kind of thing, you know, where does it rank for you? And do you think that this is the end of the Paranormal Activity saga? Let me know, guys. Let's get a discussion going. Let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it. Who knows? As I say, it's been so special sharing this saga with you. You know, I saw the first movie when it came out on DVD, and then I've been to the cinema for all of them since Paranormal Activity 2. So, you know, it's a big thing that it's come to an end, supposedly. And, you know, thank you for sharing it with me and for making my Paranormal Activity videos a huge, you know, success for me personally. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, and thank you for everything, guys. Don't forget, you can always subscribe to Entertainment Zone here on YouTube. You can find the Entertainment Zone podcast, search on iTunes, and you can find me on Twitter at BLMaiden. Take care, guys. Thank you so much, and speak to you soon.